The chair now recognizes Mr. Young, gentleman from Indiana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be speaking on a related matter here. In fact, I've had the privilege of sitting down with my colleague, Mr. Gibson, on a couple of occasions, and look forward to working together as well as with you and the rest of the committee on this. Defense budgets, as we know right now, the defense budget decisions have always been made in constrained resource environments, but today's challenging fiscal environment at home and the increasingly complex global security environment abroad makes the need for rigorous, diligent decision-making all the more urgent. Last month, President Obama ordered a comprehensive review to identify $400 billion in defense savings over the next 12 years. Now, the Pentagon said the review will affect the fiscal year 2013 request, placing some immediacy on the task because we know those budget negotiations are already underway. Gordon Adams, who oversaw the national security budgeting at OMB under President Clinton, has said that this review is, quote, going too fast to mean something, unquote. Defense strategy would undoubtedly benefit from clearer and more directive national security guidance issued by the White House. It would also benefit from refinements of the strategic making process within DoD, the Quadrennial Defense Review, QDR. But we must take care to arrive at these decisions only after meaningful analysis and deliberation. We in Congress, pursuant to our oversight responsibilities, must insist that this analysis and deliberation occurs. Now, already, Goldwater-Nichols, that Act of '86, requires the President to submit his annual report on national security strategy to Congress. Ideally, such guidance would serve as a tool for both integrating and reconciling the national security-related activities of all relevant U.S. government agencies, as well as for balancing U.S. activities with those of our partners and allies around the world. But in practice, reports on national security strategy don't prioritize among a multitude of national security objectives, nor do they assign responsibility for achieving those objectives to specific departments and agencies. As for the QDR process, the independent panel commissioned by Congress to study this process rightfully concluded, quote, instead of unconstrained long-term analysis by planners who are encouraged to challenge pre-existing thinking, the QDRs have become explanations and justifications, often with marginal changes of established plans and decisions, unquote. The QDR reports give some sense of DoD's strategic vision, and they highlight areas of particular emphasis and concern, but the reports issued to date have failed to prioritize the many requirements described, and current legislation, I believe, is flawed in that it doesn't explicitly require them to set these priorities. The 2010 QDR asserts, quote, U.S. forces must be prepared to conduct a wide variety of missions under a range of different circumstances, unquote. And then it goes on to describe an array of scenarios, with each scenario including a combination of military operations. Ultimately, this approach leads our military services to take away the key message of multiple requirements, but without any sense of prioritization among the requirements. So as this committee moves forward past consideration of this year's defense authorization bill, I urge my colleagues to work with me and others on implementing the recommendations of the independent panel that this body established to devise a new national security strategic planning process. First, as the panel urges, the U.S. needs a comprehensive national security strategic planning process that begins at the top and provides requisite guidance not only to DoD, but also to other departments and agencies of the U.S. government that must work together to address the range of global threats confronting our nation. And second, Congress should see that the QDR process is significantly improved or even discontinued, and we should mandate that defense priorities and capabilities be prioritized, especially in today's constrained fiscal environment. Now, in conclusion, the discussion about efficiencies in DoD must continue in the face of our mounting debt and deficit. However, that discussion must take place within the context of a comprehensive national security strategy. That is, a targeted response to prioritize threats to our national security. So I encourage my colleagues to help me move forward with an effort to rework the national security strategic planning process. I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Chairman. I yield back. Any
Gentleman yields back
might
his
have.
time, and I want to thank him also for working on this very important issue of the QDR and where we're going in the future.